Are you interested in buying a taxi medallion or looking for TLC insurance? Reach out to West Way Taxi at 212-977-4590.
Black Car News editor and publisher Neil Weiss focuses this month's editorial on how a wheelchair-accessible vehicle, or WAV, mandate is impacting the New York City yellow cab industry and taxi medallion market. Neil writes, as I'm sure you are aware, United States District Court judge ruled in late August that half of all active taxis regulated by NYC's Taxi and Limousine Commission must be wheelchair accessible by March 31, 2025. The initial ruling dates back to 2013. But the city was given extensions, thanks to a number of factors, not the least of which being the COVID pandemic. When the initial ruling came down a little over a decade ago, there were just 231 wheelchair-accessible taxis registered with the TLC, or less than 2% of the fleet, according to an article that ran in the city. As of last month, 3,994 wheelchair-accessible taxis were in service, accounting for nearly 43% of the 9,309 taxis currently on the road. Neil continues, I get that 43% isn't 50%, but a whole lot has happened in the intervening years. Despite what seems like a good faith effort by the TLC and medallion owners to transition the taxi fleet, Judge Daniels was insistent. So in order to abide by a federal court order, the TLC passed rules on October 16th that went into effect 2 days later, stating that all future taxi medallion hackups, including rehacks, be accessible until 50% of the yellow cab fleet is comprised of WAVs. Neil concludes his article by encouraging medallion owners and advocates to work with the TLC to figure out how to subsidize the cost of transitioning to more expensive wheelchair-accessible vehicles via the Taxi Improvement Fund, commonly known as TIF. I would encourage medallion owners and industry advocates to work with the TLC to do some serious numbers crunching and figure out how to adjust the TIF program so that an already distressed industry isn't crushed under the weight of these new rules. Between 2015 and 2023, the TLC said the TIF program distributed more than $235 million to assist with conversion costs, which is no small number, but more will be needed if the federal ruling insists that struggling medallion owners transition every yellow taxi to a WAV. In his monthly column, Ira Goldstein, Executive Director of the Black Car Fund, shares his industry insights and thoughts on several topics, including October Driver Resource Fair and new driver benefits. Ira begins his article by speaking about the success of the Black Car Fund's October Driver Resource Fair and the launch of new telemedicine and hearing aid benefits for drivers. Thank you to the Independent Drivers Guild for speaking with drivers about our joint IDG mental health and wellness program. Thank you to the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center for providing your on-site screening and referral services. Thank you to Nexar for donating cameras for our raffle winners. And finally, thank you to the team from the Workers Benefit Fund who run our Drivers Benefits program for connecting drivers with all the benefits we provide and making sure they are set up to take advantage of them. Speaking of benefits, I wanted to touch base again on our recently revamped telemedicine benefit. As I mentioned last month, we have partnered with CirrusMD to provide a service they refer to as virtual primary care. With CirrusMD, drivers enrolled in our Drivers Benefits program will usually be able to speak with a doctor in less than 60 seconds anywhere in the United States at any time. Ira also announced a new hearing aid benefit for drivers. I'm also very excited to introduce our newest benefit, a hearing aid program. We have partnered with True Hearing, the #1 market share leader in hearing healthcare benefits. Their industry-leading healthcare solutions are customized to match unique needs, and now drivers who are enrolled in our Drivers Benefits program can quickly access free audiological exams and follow-up visits from a convenient network of more than 8,500 locations. The benefit will also provide quality custom hearing aids at prices significantly discounted from retail rates, as well as free batteries. Remember, if you're a New York City TLC licensed driver, please make sure to sign up for your Black Car Fund benefits. Ira also discusses issues with passenger pickups at JFK, lower New York City speed limits, and more red light cameras. New York City's delayed congestion pricing plans. In Commissioner's Corner, NYC Taxi and Limousine Commission Chair David Daus shares valuable insights into the industry. In this month's column, Chair Daus focuses on newly passed rules related to the yellow cab industry's wheelchair accessible vehicle, or WAV, mandate. Chair Daus writes, on October 16th, TLC passed rules to ensure we comply with a federal court order regarding the Medallion fleet. If you haven't heard yet, TLC must institute 100% wheelchair accessible vehicle hookups until 50% of the active fleet is accessible. Chair Daus continues, I'll be honest, this situation isn't easy. We argued in court that the March timeframe would place yet another burden on an industry that is still recovering from the advent of rideshares, the Medallion crisis, and the pandemic. We believe that the spirit of the settlement is being met, and a little more flexibility was needed to meet the legal mandate. Back in 2014, when the court first made this decision, just 2% of our yellow Medallion taxis were accessible. Currently, about 43% of active yellow taxis are accessible, but nearly 8,000 Uber and Lyft vehicles are WAVs as well. Additionally, the Green Rides initiative has also pushed our rideshare fleet to new accessibility heights. In March 2024, rideshare drivers completed the most WAV trips in the TLC's history with 1.9 million, a 32% increase from March 2023. In the last year, 90% of passengers taking FHV WAV trips had a wait time of 10 minutes or less. This makes us the most accessible for hire fleet in America, and we're getting more accessible by the day. Chair Daus concludes by mentioning the opening of a new EV fast charging hub in Manhattan. Thanks to Revel, Manhattan's first 24-hour, 7-day-a-week public EV charging location will help drivers juice up and stay on the road.